Today we're switching out this light fixture for a Casablanca Stealth ceiling fan. It's actually pretty heavy, so I'll show you how I installed it. Hello everybody and welcome to the Weekend Honeydew List. Today we're installing a Casablanca Stealth fan. Before getting started, I want to say that I'm not a licensed electrician, but a do-it-yourselfer. If you have any questions or concerns or just not comfortable working with electricity, contact a licensed professional to help you get this installed. First thing you want to do is go to your breaker box and shut off the power. So that way you can start working without worrying about getting shocked. We're going to start to uninstall our ceiling fixture. And I'm going to just check the cables with this tester here just to make sure there's no electricity going through. If it's blinking, there's nothing there. If it's a solid light, as you can see here, that means there's electricity. So you want to see if there's a 2x4 in the back because the fan came with this giant bolt. So that means it needs some support. Ideally, you'll have two joists with a support beam across underneath the electrical box where you can screw in this bolt. Unfortunately for us, the electrical box is connected to a joist on the side here. So now I have to create a new support beam for it. Ideally, you would want to put it just right underneath the electrical box, but because of our situation in our attic, I'm going to have to install it on top of the two joists, so that way it creates that support. So now the bolt that came with the fan is too short, so I have to go get a new one at the hardware store, which is about 4 inches longer. That way it can reach the top support beam. So I pre-cut a 25-inch 2x4 and pre-drilled pilot holes, so that way it's easy to install. You're going to also want a coat hanger and some tape so you can create a flag. This flag is going to be easy to see in the attic, so that way you can find the electrical box. So you're going to go ahead and push it right through and try to get it as high as you can, so that way it's visible. It's easily visible when you're up in the attic. Try to keep it straight. I used a little hole just to support it there. Now as we go up into the attic, you can see way in the back distance there, you can see there's our flag. Without that flag, it'd be hard to find that electrical box. Now I've been up here before. It's important to have some support when you're working in an attic so you don't fall through the ceiling. So I have some plywood that I cut up that would fit through the hole to get up there and work. As you can see, here's our flag and our electrical box is right below. I'm going to go ahead and put our 2x4 on top, align it with the joist so that way I can screw it in. And because they were pre-drilled holes, it just easily screws into the joist. A little bit less work. So once that's installed up top, you can pull out your flag and I'm going to create a pilot hole for the big giant bolt. So I'll go ahead and start drilling that hole. And then I have the new bolt. We're going to go ahead and ratchet that in. And then we're going to align that support plate so that way we can screw it into the electrical box. We're just going to tighten it up, that bolt, and it'll be nice and secure, pretty solid. Now as you can see, there's a ring around from the ceiling fixture that was there before, so I'm just going to paint it to match up the paint from the ceiling. Now we're going to go ahead and install the crown that supports the fan. And that has 4 screws that you go ahead and screw in. We're going to go ahead and line it up. And we're just going to screw in 3 of them for right now. And then we're going to work on the fan, getting the electrical put together. So this fan comes with 3 wires. You have a ground, a power, and a neutral. It's pretty heavy, so when bringing it up the ladder, be sure you're stable. And it should just pop right in. It has a ball head that supports it. If you give it just a little angle twist, it'll just go right in. Easy to do. The next step is to connect your electrical. You're just going to match up your wires, your hot wire, your neutral, and your ground. It should be black, white, and green. As you can see, all of those are nicely connected. So now we're going to work on our control panel. We're going to remove our switch that was there before. I'm just going to double check to make sure there's no electricity going through there. And we're going to remove them. You can see my dog is always helping, always underneath in the way. So now our control panel, you can see there's several wires, but we're only going to use 3 of those. The one that's got the stripe, black, and the green is the ground. So I made a little room in there. You can see the ground. We're going to unscrew that little connector, plug in the green, put our switch back in on the right side. It controls a different light. And then we're going to connect the last 2 wires. The hot wire you can see is a stripe one with the black, and then the neutral. If the 2 cables that are in there are the same color, you're going to have to test it out. So go ahead and connect the last cable and screw it in. We're going to test the fan by going back to our breaker and turning that on. Now, if you press fan and the light turns on, that means your cables are switched around. You have to turn off the breaker, switch the cables around, and put it back together. Now, if you press fan again and it starts to spin, that means you got it connected correctly. So now that we know that that's working, we're going to go ahead and finish off the little plate that goes on the crown. Tighten that up. Looks great. So the last step is to attach the fan blades. There's 4 screws per blade. There's 5 blades. You do one side and then the other, switch off to the other to easily secure those on there. You'll enjoy the fan during the summer, and reversing the direction of the blades during winter will bring you comfort all year long. Thanks for watching the Weekend Honeydew List. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you like what we do, subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. We'll try to get back to you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.